We have the right to know that we're not going to have trans people filming us in the bathroom. How many of these trannies are taking selfies? These men are taking selfies in women's spaces, in the bathroom. It's gross. It's disgusting.
Hey guys, welcome to PolitiBrawl News. This is Matt Miller. Watch Congresswoman Nancy Mace explode at a Democrat congresswoman and challenge her to a fight in the middle of a hearing after she calls her child. Literally all hell breaks loose. Check it out right here.
Mr. Chairman, this is a deeply offensive conversation to me today. We want to talk about real freedom. Women have freedom in this country. Women have the freedom to go to a private women's only space and not see a man in it. Women have the right to change and not be feared that somebody with their sexual perversion, someone who's confused about their gender, we have the right to feel safe in these spaces. We have the right to know that we're not going to have trans people filming us in the bathroom. How many of these trannies are taking selfies? These men are taking selfies in women's spaces, in the bathroom. It's gross. It's disgusting. So if we're going to talk about civil rights, let's talk about the rights of women in this country and how you are stripping them away every single day. And you're doing it in your legislation, you're doing it in your messaging, you're doing it on X. You're making women feel unsafe in this country. And you're making the opportunity for women and girls to be raped, to be sexually abused in this country even greater than they've ever been. So don't come over here with your attitude and talk to me about rights when you're trying to take my rights as a woman, a rape survivor, away. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
I don't even know how we got there because I tried to make it clear how many civil rights, it doesn't just boil down to one conversation, but I can see that somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I am
will.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not
Okay.
in order.
All right. Order.
Point of order.
So I can understand why Nancy Mace was offended by this comment and why she took it very aggressively and had that sort of reaction. I mean, calling somebody a child, even just as a passing vernacular, it's just kind of disrespectful. It's very belittling. It's very, putting yourself above somebody and calling somebody a child who's clearly a grown woman is not the way to be respectful in a setting like this, for sure. And, Nancy Mace is known as one of the most fierce fighters on Capitol Hill. She is not a docile, prim, proper, polite person. She is very aggressive, very active in fighting the Democrats over the issues that she cares about and her constituents care about. Recently, it's been this transgender issue. She put a proposal forward to basically ban transgender people from using bathrooms that don't align with their biological sex on Capitol Hill. And this has gotten a lot of pushback, and there's been an uproar in the media over this. Basically, she wants men to use the men's room, women to use the women's room. It's supposed to be a women's only space. It's an intimate, private space just for women. That's what it's supposed to be. And because somebody's gender identity is different, you could allow a biological male into that space. And, I think about it from my point of view, not being a woman. If I had a young daughter who was going into the women's room with somebody like that who, I don't know what their intentions are, right? It could be a perfectly fine person that's just trying to use the bathroom, and maybe most of the time that is the case. But of course, there is some subset of any people that could use that as an opportunity to prey on people. And it's a very scary thought. I think that people should use bathrooms that align with their biology, because the bathroom kind of corresponds to your biology. It doesn't correspond with your internal gender identity or whatever political opinions you have or however you express yourself, what kind of clothes you're wearing or whatever. The bathroom is a biological place. And I think that in order for women to feel safe, Nancy Mace has a very strong point here, that it should be a space for just biological females. You know, the next 4 years are going to be very interesting with people as feisty as Nancy Mace going to bat for these issues and not being afraid to really call out the Democrats in a way that we haven't seen before to scale. You know, there's been a couple feisty people in Congress, but I think more and more during the Trump era here, we're seeing politics change and become way more combative in ways that aren't all bad. I mean, I think that it's good to see somebody take a stand in a way that is relatable. If somebody said that to you, if somebody called you a child during a political debate or in a belittling way, that's how a normal person would react. You know, and this idea that politicians need to be these perfect plastic people that are phony, that don't really say what they mean, and are ultra filtered. I think that America is done with that. We want people like Donald Trump who speak off the cuff, who tell us what they really think, and aren't afraid to fight back when people are bullying them or when they're trying to take advantage of the American people. So I see Nancy Mace's reaction here as an example of that. I think it's an example of active, aggressive politics. And I think it's something that the Democrats have asked for because they have been, the establishment created this. They have been lying to the American people for so long, taking advantage of us and putting on this charade where Republican establishment people and Democrat establishment people would pretend to be at odds with each other. But behind the scenes, they're all making money. They're all doing favors for their friends and their billionaire donors. And we are getting screwed as the American people. The America First populist movement that Trump is the head of is a stop sign to that. America is done with that. We're done financing that with our tax dollars. We're done voting for that. And we're in a new era of politics by the people. So I think good on Nancy Mace here. She stood her ground. She stood up for herself. And I love to see Republicans finally doing that. Let me know what you guys thought of this interaction in the comments. Do you think Nancy Mace did a good job holding her own? Do you think that maybe she crossed the line saying, if you want to step outside, let's go outside and fight, basically? But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you get notified when we post new videos. And make sure to follow us on Substack if you guys aren't already subscribed. We're producing a lot of new content in a lot of different formats. We just recently got Rudy Giuliani, America's mayor, to be writing weekly op-eds for us. They're going to be behind a paywall. You'll be able to get samples of them, but they're going to be behind the paywall for now. You know, Rudy is an amazing guy. And he's still a very important piece of this America First movement to cleanse this country of corruption and political weaponization of our justice system. So definitely tune in to Substack. I'll leave a link to that in the description. And if you guys sign up to be paid subscribers, we appreciate that tremendously. We appreciate your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.